This is the tomato chutney that turns any plate of dosa or idli into something special. Tangy, spicy and ready in just 15 minutes. Let's get started. Okay, so ingredients. We're going to take 4 nice ripe tomatoes, 1 medium onion. We're going to take a tablespoon of oil, a nice tablespoon of mustard seeds, a teaspoon, a good handful of curry leaves. Now there's one ingredient missing, so let me know if you spot it during the video. So we're going to start by finely chopping some onion up. What we want to do is real fine here, just because at the end we want everything to be nice and smooth, nice thick texture without too many chunks in there. I'm just going to quickly run through this. As I said at the start, this tomato chutney is perfect with dosa or idli, or if you're me, just a bit of focaccia, just any bread. So I'm going to put that into a little container. I'm going to see why this is for in a minute. And then we're going to move on to the tomatoes. Now, I got these tomatoes from the local international shop. Find that they tend to be just a little bit better, a little bit more ripe than what you can buy from the supermarket. So we're going to just run through the same process. Just going to finely chop this into chunks. Now we don't need to be too crazy about this because it is going to get blended in a minute. But I kind of find it that the smaller that it is, the easier it is to work with the immersion blender. So we're just going to run through this. All 4. Now these tomatoes, honestly, they're just so ripe. It left us with a really nice sweet chutney at the end. Obviously you can't get the flavour from the video, but it's definitely worth trying to get some of the better quality tomatoes for a tomato chutney, because that is the whole flavour of the dish. And once we're ready, I'm just going to do this a little bit at a time. We're starting out with some of the onion and tomatoes, and then we're just going to start to blend that. And then once we're near the end, we're just going to add the last few bits in. And again, just going to use the immersion blender. Nice consistent texture to the tomato and onion paste that we're going to cook off in a moment. I'll just finish that off, and you can see they're quite liquidy, but perfect for what we need. We're going to add oil to the pan. I'm going to heat it up, and then we're going to add the mustard seeds. Now we're just going to mix these mustard seeds in. What we're going to do is just, when they start crackling, when they start spitting a little bit, that's when we're going to be ready for the next step. And you can see it just bubbling away there, fizzling away. Now just be careful with this because you're going to get mustard seeds firing all over the pan. But then we're going to add some of the curry leaves. Just going to mix that in. I really like the flavour of curry leaves when they start to just be fried a little bit, nice and crispy. And then we're going to go in with the tomato and onion paste, and just be careful. You can see it just goes splats about absolutely everywhere. But after a second it'll calm down, and then we're just going to mix everything together. And now we're going to just start off with the cooking process of this. So we're going to just gently cook this. Here's the ingredient that I missed. A little bit of chili powder. I'm going to add a couple of teaspoons of chili powder in there. Just going to mix that in and give it, see, it's going to give a nice red colour to the dish. And we're just going to, as I say, bring this to a boil, and then we're going to turn it down to a consistent simmer. And then we're just going to leave it to just reduce, get rid of as much of the water as we want. Whenever you find the texture and the consistency that you want, that's when we're ready to stop. You'll see towards the end of this video the texture, like the consistency that I like. But as we're mixing that through, what you don't want to do is you don't want to add the salt too early on in this process, because it does reduce down a lot. So as it starts to get a little bit more reduced, we're going to start to add a little bit of salt. But the consistency of this has become a lot thicker. We're going to take a little taste now, and this is why we don't want to go overboard with the salt. In the previous steps, taste. I'm going to add a little bit more salt. Just to bring everything together, mix it all through. And this texture is looking pretty good for me now. You can see how much that's actually come down. Pan was pretty much full towards the start. There we go, ready to go. I'm just going to serve this into a little container. So this is just ideal for dosa, idli, just having it as a spread, having it as a sauce. Honestly, the flavour of this is just so unique. Something that when I was introduced to it just changed the way that I enjoyed breads and dips, and it's just a real nice simple dish that you can make in 15 minutes. If you like this video and you want to see more, like, subscribe, and I'll be putting videos up on a weekly basis.